Wherever I go, I will make a serious amount of money.
You're selling nearly £12 million worth of sneakers a year.
I've done 25 million.
Yeah, I do all right for myself.
Who is Tommy Mallet?
It depends what day you ask.
Tommy Mallet is a trailblazing entrepreneur shaking up fashion.
His iconic sneaker brand, Mallet Footwear, has taken the world by storm.
Tommy Mallet has resigned from his sneaker company, Mallet Footwear.
I've not told anyone this, but he took me to court to stop from launching the business. I didn't really have any friends, and I looked around and see my whole world breaking apart, and I went through a miscarriage with Georgia, and I see how bad it had affected her. I'd lost everything.
Hi, I'm Abbey Clancy and welcome to Exhibit A. Today's guest has been no stranger to the limelight and has had millions watching his every move. He's gone from reality star to building a multi-million-pound business. And he's here today to talk about starting all over again. Please welcome Tommy Mallet. Who is Tommy Mallet?
Who is Tommy Mallet? It depends what day you ask. Who is Tommy Mallet today? Tommy Mallet today is an entrepreneur trying to be a father and a husband and live in the moment. Yesterday, Tommy Mallet was an absolute lunatic who had to go to bed at 6 p.m. because the old day was getting too much for him.
Wow.
But the day before that, I was quite positive and everything was going well. Every day's different.
So you've gone from reality star to a globally successful entrepreneur. You know, you've got, you know, when I've been doing my research on you, obviously I know you from Towie. I was a huge Towie fan. But you are very inspiring, motivational. Like even when I was doing my research in the car, I was like, I'm pumped. You know, I feel like you make people want to go out and do stuff.
Yeah.
But have you always been like this?
I think the last few years I've become different level with it because I've got more confident. But in like the early stages of my life when I didn't really know that I had ADHD, I told that I was dyslexic and I didn't know much about myself. I probably wasn't. I think I was quite lost for a long time in my life. I always knew I was going to be someone. I always knew I'd be successful from like the age of 10. But my late teens, when I didn't know how I was going to do it, was quite a struggle. Especially I got into like quite a wrong crowd and got into a lot of trouble. That time in my life, I recall like I would sleep in and things like that when I didn't have a job, and I become a bit of a bum for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So I wasn't always this like motivated entrepreneur who knew where he was going in life and weren't stopping until he was getting in, because I don't want to spread the wrong message. There was times in my life when I was a bit lost, but it didn't last long because my mum and dad didn't really let me just ponce around too much.
Yeah.
But now, since I've found who I am and who I want to be and put it out there, I'm going to be that person, I've become a different beast. Sometimes I think, how did I end up like this? Sometimes it's unrealistic to spread the message of like how I operate. I actually don't know why I'm so focused and so ambitious, but...
So you don't know where it came from?
No. And like when
Was it like a light bulb moment? Did one day you just think, right, I'm not having this, or?
Do you know what? When I was on Towie and I went on there and I didn't exactly know what I was going to be like make sneakers. I didn't know much about fashion. I just thought I was going to go on there and try it.
Yeah.
I think for me, I probably thought I was going to be the next Joey. I had something about me. I was different, and I thought I'd probably be getting club appearances and TV work. And it never happened for me, ever. Never ever happened for me. I reckon I've done like 10 PAs or something my whole life.
Which is mad because most of that cast, they do a lot of that stuff, don't they?
Yeah, but they was different though. They was like, I don't know, I was with Georgia, so I weren't single. They was like really sort of pretty boys. I sort of weren't like that. I don't know, I just don't feel like I matched the criteria of it. For like, people loved me for the way I spoke and things like that was different, but girls didn't queue up for me to go to nightclubs. It just didn't work for me.
You did come under a lot of scrutiny on there, and, you know, you were getting told you were fat and, you know, getting judged on your appearance. And, you know, I think we never really think that men are affected by that kind of thing. It's always like the girls being like body shamed or whatever. And, you know, you've been very vocal about that. And I think that's a really positive thing. And, you know, you said you quit the show in 2017 because you said it was too much and you were over the drama. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Do you know what? I want to be honest with you, yeah? Is I've not told anyone this, but you only see what I want you to see. If I'm getting like abuse on Twitter and things like that, the only reason everyone's seeing it is because I'll highlight it. I'll highlight it to make a conversation, to make the eyes on me, to make me be able to do stuff. That's how I've always been. So like cast members used to just get shit on Instagram and they would get slagged off and they would just forget about it. I would voice it and I'd be the one to say, saying how you should speak to people.
Yeah.
And that's how I built my profile really, because I'd argue with all the trolls and things like that. But I left the show and I went back there is because I just didn't see my future being on TV.
Yeah.
It was I didn't want to be a presenter. I didn't want to have to go to awards and sit there and be at things I don't want to be at just in case I see someone's going to sign a show off. I don't want to put my fate in no one else's hands.
Yeah.
I didn't believe in it. I believed in getting up and going and grafted. I didn't want to go out 3 times a week to sit with the right people to try and see if I can get on a panel of a show. And when I've started learning that about TV, it made me not want to do it even more. Because I was like, I'm in control of my own destiny, not someone who's going to commission my show. No way. I'll make the decision of where I'm going to go in life. And I clocked that around 2017, 2018. And then I started really, really working on my own companies, my own brands. And then I just went from like 0 to 25 million so fast.
That is
and started
nuts.
generating mad amounts of money. And then from me doing that was like, whoa, I've taken a negative of I don't want to go and be around these people to focus on myself. And when I've actually understand if I can focus on just me and where I'm going, I can go to places unimaginable. And that's when it really happened for me because I was like, it was like a light bulb moment. I don't have to rely on anyone else. I'm strong enough to do it myself.
So how did you do it? You had this idea.
Fucking have no idea, sorry. I have no idea.
You can swear on here, it's fine.
I honestly feel like it was such a whirlwind of a time of my life. It was like, my dad was, when the Towie thing didn't really work and I started going out and I started drinking and things like that, I weren't really a big drinker, but I'd go out and I'd enjoy it a little bit too much when I went out. I didn't like drinking, but I liked the whole party thing about it.
Yeah.
And I'd overdo it a lot of the time. And then my dad would be like, yo, you ain't going on TV just to go out and booze every weekend. If you better do something with this, otherwise, and I respect what my dad says and my mum and dad. I argue with them a lot, but I still don't want to let them down. And I was very much like that when I was on the show. So my dad was like, look, you need to do something with yourself. You ain't going to just become like someone who's on reality TV and you're just going to go from show to show. That's not going to happen. You need to do a business. So I started Mallet. And at the start, I didn't know where it was going to go. I had no experience in business at the time.
When you say started it, are you like sitting there drawing a picture of a
From
sticker?
start to finish, I'd literally would be at filming and the waiting rooms of Towie. So they'd get you there at 9 o'clock and your scene might not be at 6 at night, yeah? And they would just want everyone around each other. I'd have a notepad, right, with a pencil and I'd be sitting there drawing shoes all day. Like, see, I asked where your shoes was from straight away. It's because I'd see details
Can you make
and things.
these? But comfy?
I'd easily
But
make
comfy?
them. I don't know about making them comfortable.
Because he's kill.
I put a crystal in them for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I just started getting obsessed with like shoes, and then all of a sudden I was drawing them, contacting people, and then
Contacting who? Because there must be people listening to this
it was
when you
just
go.
mad how it happened. Like I met a guy at a party one night, and he lived in Turkey, and then someone told me shoes are made in Turkey. So I was like, "Yo, can you make shoes?" He was like, "No, but I know somewhere it can." And I was like,
No
"All right,
way.
can you link it up?" And then next thing, that's how it happens.
Wow.
It's just like I said to my team yesterday, like 5% every day for me, yeah, is what I need to go by to carry on building.
Yeah.
But if you only build 1% a day, you're still going to be better off than everyone else, yeah? And that was how it was with this business. I would just start learning things constantly. And the journey started for me in Liverpool, as that actually
really?
happened, yeah. I smashed Liverpool one Christmas. And you know what it's like? If you can smash it in Liverpool and you get 10 people in it.
Well, we are
next thing
very
you've got
stylish,
thousands.
the Scouse.
Very stylish,
Very
just like us. But the thing with Liverpool is I was always told if I can make a shoe and it works in Liverpool, the whole of Liverpool will support you.
Oh, yeah.
And one Christmas I released a shoe and we weren't doing anything as a business. This shoe worked in Liverpool and it was like, bang, that was it.
Wow.
And it went from 0 overnight. I was just earning absolute fortunes and I'd done it really fast. But when I look back at it, I don't even know how I'd done it. It was like a whirlwind.
So your success on the show is completely unrivaled in the business sense. You know, did you feel you had to prove people wrong to gain credibility?
Yeah, I feel like it was short-lived though, because I sort of went from being... I very quickly jumped out of the mentality that I had to make other people be worried about what other people think. Can't live my life like that.
Yeah.
No one's ever gonna like what I'm doing, and some people are, some people ain't. And look, when you find yourself going through your comments and having 10,000 comments, but looking for one bad one, you start thinking, shit, I need to change.
Yeah.
So at the start, it was me trying to prove myself as what I can do. And then after about a year, I've never really looked back. I don't make any difference to me whatsoever. What room I'm in, who's worth what they do. I've ranked myself so highly on what I can do and I can achieve.
Yeah.
Doesn't make no difference whatsoever.
How do you get in that mindset though? Because you did struggle. You've been open about struggling with mental health. And to me, that when I was reading this stuff about you, that shocks me because you seem such a strong, positive person who would bring others up with you. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. Because you go so far in life by bringing everyone up. When it comes to the time where you need the help, it's quite hard to turn to people because you're always the one that's lifting others.
yeah.
And my mental health was like, it was more confusion than anything because I was told I had depression, and then I was told I had like I just weren't very good at reading and writing. Then I was told I was dyslexic, and then like I went through life all these mad things, and it was really, I just didn't really know what was going on in my own head, and the whole time it was just ADHD. It wasn't until I actually found out what it was and the impact it was having on my life, then got it under control, then I become bulletproof.
Do you think though, without having that ADHD, because you only got diagnosed at 31?
Yeah,
Was it
30, 31 I think it was, yeah.
Do you think that's kind of been privy to your success? You know, not being able to switch off, being like driven, you know,
Yeah.
quite erratic at times.
I'm erratic all the time. I'm erratic all the time. There ain't really many times where I'm calm. And I go up and down in how calm I am compared to when I'm going completely mad. But listen, I think in life, yeah, you're destined for whatever you're destined for.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm meant to be here. I'm meant to be exactly how I am. And I've been through so much trauma and stuff over the years and assisted people through bad things so I can learn more about myself. And instead of feeling bad about what's happened with things going through in my life, instead of sitting there and going, why me? I've just found the lessons in it. And by finding the lessons and not becoming a victim, I've always become better. And I feel like I'm in my peak right now is because I've been through so much shit over the last few years. I can only come out the end.
Yeah.
Like otherwise I would have had to give up a year ago. I'm way too far in. I can't stop. And that's where I'm at right now. It's like, I've been going through, I don't like using the word because I just don't think it's aligned with where I'm going, but I've been going through hell. And I've pushed through it because I don't want to get stuck in that place. I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. And I think the ADHD does make me probably drive a bit faster than everyone else because I'm not going to turn around and just like accept defeat. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't.
You said if you hadn't been diagnosed when you did, you don't think you would have made it past 40?
No, I wouldn't have because I was just so... I just didn't know why my mind was working such different to everyone else. So I just couldn't understand why everyone else could just do normal things and I can't.
What
So
do you
even
mean by
now-
that? Like, what is
I'll
it
give you
like
an
living
example,
with
yeah? I'll give you an
ADHD?
example, yeah? This one now, it's quite sad actually, but I don't feel sorry for myself. But Georgia comes home the other day and she's like, oh, the school dads are all going to play golf. I look
Can
at
you
her,
play
I'm like-
golf?
Looked down, I was like, what? She was like, yeah, the school dads, they've been put in the group. I was like, what group? She was like, yeah, you're the only person in the whole school that's not in this WhatsApp group. I was like, why am I not in this WhatsApp group? She was like, are you serious? You actually going to go in that? I was like, no. And that straight away, I'm like...
See, I think that's normal. Pete's not in any of our WhatsApp groups.
But then they're like, oh, the dads
I'm
are
in
all going
four.
to... Yeah,
I'm in four
the
of them.
dads are going to play golf. All the dads are going. You're the only one not going. You fancy it? I was like, no. Why the fuck would I do that? Why the fuck am I going to sit there and play, like, or go there to a golf course for 4 hours?
The people you
and
don't know.
Why am I going to make new friends? As much as that might sound normal to a lot of people, it ain't really. I'm so trapped in becoming this person that I'm destined to be. Anything around it don't really appeal to me. Nothing else. I don't care about anything else. I don't give a fuck about football. Don't talk to me about football. I don't care about anyone else's hobbies. I'm not bothered. All I care about is going from where I've said I'm gonna do something. I need to make sure I get there, and that's how my life is. So as much as it sounds good from the outset, like I'm an entrepreneur and I'm good at it, it takes a lot of sacrifice to be how I am
Yeah.
because I don't have a normal life.
Is it exhausting?
I feel like you get used to it a little bit. You get used to it. It depends what day it is. As I said, like you watch another podcast and I'm quite calm, And then you watch another one and I'm going mad. But it's all dependent on how I'm feeling in that week and how I'm trying to push the business. Like right now, I've got an injunction that's over on the 31st of this month. So my whole world is just looking at this
date.
And I'm literally, I can feel it inside me. In fact, the only way I can explain it is no matter what you say to me, no matter what's going on around me, I cannot get out of my head what's about to happen.
You're not listening
Cannot
to
get out of
anything
my
else.
head.
Yeah.
Like, I can sit and have a conversation with you about it, no problem. But after an hour or so, I need to be back on the vision.
You took the company global. You were stocked in 150 stores worldwide. You were selling nearly £12 million worth of sneakers. You were selling nearly £12 million worth of sneakers a year. Like, how on earth did you do that and how did it feel?
I've done 25 million.
Oh, God.
Double.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. I think I've done 12 million I've done in 3 months. 1 year.
But does that sound crazy?
When you're in like that mindset of just building, no matter what the numbers are, you just always got that thing of keeping it there. So like, it starts off where it's a numbers game where you want to earn the millions, but then when you start actually getting them in, you're like, whoa, there's so much more than just the money. You have to take on so many more people. You have to build the business. You have to still keep going. So...
What does it take to be able to do that? And what sacrifices did you make?
What, to earn the money?
Yeah. You know, from everyone who's in the show, your success is unrivaled.
Yeah.
You know, with these kind of numbers.
This ain't even nothing though, compared to where I'm going. This is small. I honestly look at it like, honestly, I know it sounds mad, but it don't seem like nothing to me. It was the start. It was the start of where I was going. It got abruptly ended, and I'll go into that, yeah? But like, it's as easy as this. Say, for example, your main focus is to go and be a millionaire, yeah? So when you become a millionaire, do you stop and enjoy the millions, or do you go to try and be a billionaire?
Keep going.
Yeah, my head's so fucking like driven. It's like them numbers become nothing to me. I was like, all right, fine. Well, the next person's doing 100. I need to do 100. And that's just how it becomes. And then you just become an absolute machine with it. It happens. Look, all I need to say to anyone that wants to go out and be an entrepreneur, yeah, is don't put any limits on anything. Put like goals in place of where you want to be. But when you get there, you'll forget about them by the time you're there because you'll be on the next one. It's just about keep pushing the boundaries.
But don't you think you have to celebrate the small wins?
No.
Like when you hit that 1 million?
No. Because I don't want to be complacent. What am I celebrating for? I've said a million 2 years ago. Now I want 20 million. When by the time I get to 20 million, I want 100 million. That's how I stay driven. I feel like, for me, the only thing that I'm celebrating and I feel really content and proud of is my family. Because the rest ain't nothing. You can lose it quick. I've had it and lost it. It's nothing. They're numbers. I'm celebrating numbers. I'm celebrating like my son and my family and how much love I've got around me. That's all I celebrate. I'm never ever going to celebrate numbers because they're just numbers.
Do you still feel that way when you lose it so quick?
Yeah, I feel even more driven now. Honestly, it's so mad, Ab. I can't explain it. It's like a roller coaster of like feelings. It's 1 minute you feel good, 1 minute you feel shit, but after all of it, I just know that I'm destined for so much more.
Yeah.
I don't have any doubt in my head. The only sad thing is I had Mallet into a place where I always dreamed for it to be, and it could have been so much bigger. Yeah. It's the only thing that sometimes I sit there and think, oh, what if? But then I have to snap out of it quick because it's not the reality. It didn't happen, and I'm moving forward. And I weren't happy for certain things going on in my life, and I needed a reset. And when I sat there praying for my life to change for a bit of peace, if I have to go through what I'm going through now to move forward, then I have to be it. That's it.
So you then made the decision to resign from your own company. Like, can you talk me through why you did that? Why you made that decision to walk away? And
I think, when you're in the middle of building and you're seeing all the numbers coming in and you're getting to where you actually want to be, you lose so much. I don't know, I feel like you lose all types of like that human feel. It's the weirdest thing. You just feel like a machine. You just feel like it's all about getting to that place. And I feel I've done it so fast. I had no experience and not much life experience. I thought I did, but I didn't. And when I lost the baby in 2022 or 2023, I had my first feeling of like reality because the last 10 years for me has been no problem. If there's a problem, I'll pay and it'll get sorted. Yeah. That was life for me. It was like, I was the boss. I'll do whatever I want. No one can stop me. But then when you go through loss, and I went through a miscarriage with Georgia, and I see how bad it affected her, and I looked around, I see my world breaking apart in front of me, you sort of then realise what actually matters, yeah?
Yeah. Because to everyone else, you've got it all. You've got Ferraris, millions in the bank, you're CEO of your company. But then when something as devastating as that happens, you know, is that a bit of a reality check?
I sat there and I was like, I don't know what to do here. When you get that feeling of like you're hopeless, you can't
control it.
I'm like, whoa, I need to now be at home and do what a man should do and not leave my missus. Like, I need to be here and I need to be the best like husband and I need to be the best dad ever and I need to pull my family through it. So when I started actually doing that, it pulled me further away out of this like big trap I was in with Mallet, where all I cared about was building this business. And then I turned around and realised that I just like neglected everything in my life.
Yeah.
I'd lost everything. I didn't really have any friends. I had a few friends. Didn't have any relationships with anyone. I just had this company that I'd built. And then
and did Georgia used to say these kind of things to you? Like, you're not present, you're not...
It's just, when you're in the moment, it's hard. It's tough because you're in this stage of life where you've never had it before. It's new, so you can't stop.
Rolling with it, yeah.
So like, you don't think of anything else. So like, I'm sitting there with Georgia and I'm like, whoa, a month goes past and I'm like, fuck, I've been doing everything wrong. Everything I've been doing is wrong. It's been all about this company and I've neglected so much more of my life. So I started sort of having more resentment for my situations that I was in. And I was like, do you know what? Fuck this. I need to start again. I can't do this. I need to be here for my family now. It has to start again. So that was
But why would you want to... So you're saying you wanted to walk away because it was too much and you were just consumed by these numbers, but then you want to start it again?
Because it's really hard for me to explain. I find it hard to explain. It's like, I knew that I had so much more to give in my life, yeah? But to get where I had to be, I had given so much.
Yeah.
And the way that everything was structured is it couldn't be done without me to certain extents, yeah? And I had toxic relationships with people in the business. And I'd built it with people who I had nothing with. And then it becomes like a big, massive, it's like a big relationship. It's honestly like having another relationship out of your household.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've got a kid with someone who I'm not getting on with.
Yeah.
And I can't just put normal work in. I have to go around all the emotional stuff at the same time. And I was in like this mad emotional roller coaster with Mallet for so long. And I was like, I need to stop it. And when I went at home and it gave me that time for me and my family, I realised what I actually wanted, yeah? And it showed me that I needed to be present at home, but at the same time, I have to create and I have to have no boundaries. And when you start becoming a business, which is at the size of where I got Mallet, you end up losing the creative control. It ends up being, you've got so many people working there. The money has made you make decisions that you probably wouldn't have made. So then you ain't really building what you said you went out to build.
Yeah. The decision you made to walk away, you know, you bought, sold parts of it to JD, then you bought them back, and then you've been through all this conflict. You walked away. Do you regret it?
No.
No. Best
time of my life. I learned more about myself ever in the last 12 months than I could have with any degree. I had to go through this.
But going from having all these millions to nothing,
it doesn't matter. It's money. It don't matter. It's about moments. Life's about moments.
Yeah.
My son's healthy. My wife's having a baby. I was dreaming of my missus having a baby. When I had all the millions and I'd lost the baby, I'd have give it all for my missus to have the baby. So you can't say you can't have it all. It's just not how life is. You have to get fucking real. Yeah, you can't have it all the time. You have to sometimes go through stuff and come out the other end of it. Yes, I had Ferraris. Yes, I had millions of pounds. I had loads of houses. But my missus had just lost a baby. Like, we was about to welcome in, like, we had named the baby, like, it was everything to us, yeah? So when you lose that, the money can't buy it back. So one time when I'm praying, I'm thinking, please, God, just please give me this baby. Please give me a perfect baby. My missus needs this. This is, my world's upside down. If they would have said, fine, we'll give you it, but you've got to sacrifice your money, would I have done it? Of course I would have. Because it's money.
A million times
It's
over.
printed, it's nothing. Until you lose it, it's nothing. It's shallow, it's nothing. It brings you to places you shouldn't even be in. So I've lost it all, and I've gone through the most maddest year, and I've enjoyed every single moment of it.
Yeah.
Because now I know what I want, and now I know who I am. So now when I go in the second time, it'll be completely different.
What do you think you've lost and gained from your experience with Mallet?
Multiple millions, in the 20s of millions, probably, over the last couple of years. But I've gained.
But how have you lost it all? Where's it all gone?
When you go through court cases and you go through like madness between partners and stuff like that, yeah, the business is gonna suffer because you ain't taking care of the business. You're supposed to take care of business. What are we sitting in court for?
Yeah.
We're trying to kill each other for personal stuff. The business is gonna suffer. Everyone around you is gonna suffer. When you're in court and you're going through it, it's impossible for it to happen. So I stepped back to focus on me. The business was supposedly supposed to carry on because I weren't the be all end all of the business, and then the business is suffering. So that's where it goes. When you go from earning massive money, you set an infrastructure up to cater for that sort of turnover. Soon as that stops, you end up going from earning loads to losing loads because the infrastructure is still the same. So it's just is what it is.
But what happened between you two to start this demise?
Like, I think when you're kids, you're different. You've got different tolerances and you can take it. And weekly arguments are just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And you sort of make excuses for it because you're like, oh, whatever, we're friends. And then you get to the part of, look, my main thing was when I lost the baby, I still was getting ag. I couldn't get my head around it.
Yeah.
So how can I be in this position where I don't know whether I'm coming or going? I'm still having ag with this person. I've just lost my family have just gone through the worst time of their lives.
Yeah.
Just get on with it. Why am I having ag for? Can't I just switch off? And for me, that was the main thing. I thought
I think those moments when people don't treat you morally correct, they're hard to forgive.
Look, you're sitting here with me. I'm intense. I'm not an easy person to be around, yeah? I would do things and say things and expect you to just get over it quick. I don't understand that some people need longer to get over things. You got to be careful how you say certain things. The tongue's a powerful thing, but the way I was brought up was just fuck it, just get on with it. And not everyone has that.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of damage. There's no wrongdoing between the two of us. We started together. We done something which was amazing. Whoever done the most work is out there for people to say what they think. And ego gets in the way. Two young boys who become men, become very wealthy together. It happens.
Yeah.
Don't have any bad blood with anyone.
And how do you feel about the company still trading under your name? Is that weird for you?
I still own the business. I still own 50% of it. I'm still a shareholder.
Yeah.
But it's just a mess, as you can see. It's
Will
hard
it
to
get
explain.
back to making them multi-millions like it was, do you think?
Hopefully.
I hope so too.
I'll leave it at that. I think wherever I go, I will make a serious amount of money because I've got what it takes. So I hope that someone will come along and take care of the baby that I created and make it to where it deserves to be.
I see.
I'm not going to be the person to do it. I really hope that someone can.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
You said at the time you showed a bit of weakness and people jumped on it. Do you think it's possible to show vulnerability and succeed in business?
Yeah, I'm living proof. I'll succeed with whatever I do. But I think the vulnerable part of me coming out about my ADHD, I've done that because I was on the show and I thought, fucking hell, there's answers to what's been going on in my head all these years.
Yeah.
I can help someone here. But with me doing it, anytime I fell out with someone, had an argument with someone, it would be an easy way of blaming it. Yeah. And it really did get used against me. Like, I'm going to make a film and it'll be clear in the film you see. It got used against me, but at the same time, it also, by me showing that vulnerability of who I am as a person, people warmed to me even more.
Yeah.
So as much as it got used against me in business world, other people were just rooting for me to do better. And the people with good intentions who I was working with learnt about my ADHD and learnt how to deal with me. And it was a game changer.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like bottling things up to feel like is the way forward. I feel like you've always got to be open with what's going on in your life.
100%.
It's really important. And it's a bit of a shame that people do use things against you. And you've got to be careful what you say to certain people because they use it as ammo against you. But at the same time, it's better than bottling things up and not letting people understand you.
Of course, because that I think can be definitely more destructive.
It's like, I'll be honest to people and I say, look, sometimes I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say, and I've said this before, but like, what the fuck is that shoe? And they'll be like, you told us to make it. I go, that is shit. Why'd you make that? And then I'll come back the day later and be like, that shoe's unreal. Like, who made that? As soon as people, the better people can understand you, the easier life gets. And that's what I feel like, and I don't want to go back on it. I needed to step away from Mallet as this new person who is very open about how I feel. I'm completely different, and everyone around me will understand me, and it gives me a better shot of me going out and doing things easier.
Yeah.
Because it can't be used against me, because I've laid it on the table and said, listen, I'm going to struggle with certain things. So it was the best thing I've ever done coming out about it, because I've saved so many people's lives.
Yeah.
Like, I've saved thousands of people of being in their own head. So it was the best thing ever. Whether it got used against me a few times it is what it is. That's a sacrifice I was willing to take.
Yeah. And how does Georgia cope with all this? I know you've got your new baby coming in November, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Little baby girl.
Yeah, thank God.
Girls are a nightmare, by the way, just so
I can't
you
wait.
know. Just
I love the challenge.
You've had it easy with your boy.
Yeah.
Little girls are a whole new ball game. But you've been together for such a long time. You met on the show. Mm-hmm. You've been through everything together, grown up together.
Yeah.
What is your relationship like, and is she like your rock?
Yeah, I think if you see me at home, I'll be completely different to the person I am when I'm here. It's the weirdest thing. I think over the years I've learned, for me to be able to stay at home and me and Georgia to survive, I need to try and switch off when I get home.
Yeah.
So when I get home, I'm actually very quiet. I don't say much. I just go home and I'm just chilled. It's the weirdest thing. I've learned to do it.
How'd you switch off then?
God knows. Honestly, though, I could be going through the maddest time ever, and I would have court in the morning, and I'll go to bed at 8 o'clock at night and will not wake up once. I'll sleep through.
Do you go straight to sleep?
Straight to sleep. I've had to learn to turn my head off. And the reason I'm telling you this is because before, everything was one big thing, yeah?
Yeah.
And let me break it down for you. So I'd have an intense day at work, and then I'd take the intensity of work home, and then I would use it against me and Georgia. And all of a sudden, my life just become a big, massive, like one big bit of mayhem. Going home for me is like, just stops me. It's the weirdest thing. I've had to learn to do it.
Yeah.
Because I can't go home and talk to Georgia about everything that's going on in my life. I can't.
Why not?
Because I'm the one that chose to be an entrepreneur and have this mad, stressful life, yeah? I can't go at home and tell her, George, we might be losing the house next week.
Yeah.
Like, I've had to learn to just become two different people. One's business and the other's family. You have to separate the two of them.
Going back to the ADHD, like, you are so creative and driven and passionate. Were you not worried if you started medicating yourself, you would lose that spirit and that drive?
Yeah, I think the day before I actually started taking medication, I sat like the directors of my team down, and I was like, look, I'm going on this medication. I have to do it for my family because I'm becoming someone I don't want to be. I need to take the help, but it might ruin me. I don't know how this is going to make me. And it was sort of like a farewell. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, I don't know how this is going to change my life. But I was on the Forbes book, couldn't read and write. I still to this day didn't read the write-up on me, what anything said. I couldn't read and write.
Do you mean you couldn't read and write?
I couldn't read and write until I took a tablet.
So, but you didn't start taking medication until you're 30? How did you get through school?
I couldn't read and write until I was 30.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't read and write until I had after Brody. So I was 30, nearly 31. Couldn't read and write.
And that is due to the ADHD?
Yeah, because they said it was because I was dyslexic, but it weren't. It was because I couldn't focus. So the one thing I remember as a kid, they said to me, you can read if it's a book about motorbikes, because I loved motorbikes. There's a lot, like just over Brody, about 5, a bit older than Brody. And when I was reading something I actually cared about, I could actually sort of concentrate and do it. Nothing else, I can read and write it. So like if you send me a WhatsApp and it's like a long thing, I don't read it. I send it straight to like a family member and say, can you let me know what this is about? Until I was 30. So the majority of everything I earned was when I couldn't read and write. It's mad.
That is incredible.
Yeah, but I can do other things. So like I can't read and write, but I can like strategize something and just tell you how it's going to be to the point without even seeing it. It's the weirdest thing. So it's like I'm be very hard to work for because I can do everything that's needed in the business apart from like the numbers and the reading part.
Yeah.
So I can do things that not a lot of people can do, and that's because of the ADHD. But could you imagine being 30 and like not knowing that you have ADHD and just
But
not
how
being
did
able to
that
read and
make
write?
you feel? Did you feel like embarrassed or shy or like ashamed of that?
I don't know. I was reading Brody a book the other day, and I was felt a bit shit then for the first time because I couldn't really make out what it was saying. So I can say the words, but I don't know what it's saying. So I can read like a document out loud, but my brain's not taking in what it says.
Yeah.
And look, that's why I'm being fucked in court at the moment, is because I didn't read the contracts when I done my first ever deal
Yeah.
because I couldn't read them. So I was just like, oh, whatever, I need the money to secure my family's future. I'll just do what I have to do.
But look, how incredible to be as successful as you are with not having the most, what we consider the most basic skill.
Yeah. And do you know the mad thing as well is like, when I don't know my times tables, like,
Well, I don't know mine, so you're
I
right.
fully don't know them.
I learned a trick to learn your nines the other day.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, but I know that. But look, it's with what I've got. Yeah, I know what I need to do, but I just can't do it. It's as simple as that. I know that I can do this 9 technique that can do it. When it comes to it, I can't do it. But if something going on with money and there's an equation or a percentage, I'll be like, bang, and I'll tell you, and everyone will be like, what? And I'll get a calculator, and it was right to the point. I can do that now. So it's just like, you get by, didn't you? And I feel like that's why I've got that no victim mentality now. Because, I can't read and write. Who cares, man? Get on with it. What am I going to do? Fucking moan about it. Carry on for another 10 years of whinging about it. Like, work out how you're going to get past it. Fix it. Make solutions. And that's probably why I've been the way I am now.
So now you're ready to do it all again. You're starting your own brand new brand, CTRNE, with the world's very first Crystal-Infused sneaker.
Yep.
Amazing. Talk me through it.
CTRNE. It is a...
What is CTRNE?
CTRNE's a crystal, which is formed over 1,000 to 1,000,000 years. You know how a diamond's formed? Mm-hmm. Same sort of thing.
Actually, I don't.
Got one.
I've got one.
Same sort of thing, but what they say is these crystals, they give off properties and they give off energies.
So are you into all this?
Look, I have always been into knowing that there's greater good and you do the right thing, it comes back to you. And anytime I've been in damn places, I've always looked for the spiritual side of it to get me through it. I've always done it since I was a kid, really young kid. The crystals come to me a bit later in life, but the crystals in the sneaker weren't just about because I liked crystals.
Yeah.
It was about, there was good energy coming off something. And when I started researching, it was like, the crystal brings wealth, abundance, prosperity, creativity, stops you from thinking bad things. It does so much stuff, right? So when I started looking at this crystal, I was like, I ain't really that bothered about all the other ones. This one here is shown out to me because I was thinking, this is all the stuff I need in my life.
Yeah.
And I just got when I had a bit of doubt or anything was going through me, I'd feel it in my pocket and I'd remember what I said to myself I was going to do. And I remembered that I just needed to go out and go and get it. I had this mad feeling from it. And I was like, I want everyone to feel it.
Yeah.
And I'm a storyteller. That's what I do. But what can I do to make everyone feel a little bit better or just believe in themselves?
Yeah.
And whether you say it's actually scientifically proven or it's a placebo effect, yeah? If
Doesn't
I tell
matter.
you that you've got a crystal in the bottom of your shoe and every time you put it on and you look at it, that's going to make you have a good day, you've got more chance of having a good day than you have without it.
So that's the DNA of
It's
CTRNE.
about giving good energy. It's about spreading positivity. It's about letting you know every time you put that sneaker on, it's not just a sneaker. I've lost it all to make that sneaker and give it to everyone. It ain't like I've just gone and made another sneaker brand. There's so much purpose behind it. And I just want to be out there spreading messages to people. And especially the person who I was from where I grew up from is kids like me can be something. No matter what society tells you and tells you can't be it. I'm living proof of it. And I want everyone to have a little part of my journey. So them crystals that I'm mining crystals in Brazil.
Wow.
And getting them.
How does that
Honestly,
work?
it's so flawless. When something's destined and meant to be, it just comes and happens so easy. And with CTRNE, everything has been flawless. With other businesses I've built, it's always been so much like pressure and having to really kick these doors in. Someone said to me, with CTRNE, it's different. I'm kicking in open doors. It's just like flawless. It's just working.
What is that from experience, you know what you're doing a little bit more now, or you think you're in a different mindset, a more positive space,
feel like
even with everything that's going on?
I feel like I'm definitely in a positive space, but at the same time, I just feel like I'm so destined to be here.
Yeah.
It's a
Because
different
probably
feeling.
before you were probably thinking, this is what I want to do. And there was a little bit more, not, desperation isn't the word,
Yeah.
but like proving a point.
It is
But
like
now
that.
if you feel like it's coming, you can kind of take your time and enjoy the ride more.
If I told you what I could see right now, it'd blow your mind. I can see where this is going. Like, I can.
What, in like a
I can just see it. It's-
psychic sense? You got told you
I
had
am
like psychic energy?
Yeah, I am psychic. And I always have been, but I don't really tap into it to business and things like that. I didn't really used to, but I just know now where this is going. And I can so clearly see it. And it's like, I can't just see it, I can feel it. I can feel it with every part of my body. I know that there is no way it won't be the biggest thing of our generation. I can just see it, I can feel it. I'm like, I can place myself in that place. Honestly, it's the weirdest feeling. I've never had it before. I've always been able to have energies and connect with certain things. With this, I can just see how big it is. And it's that big, it scares me. Because I don't know how I'm going to run it, but I've just got to carry on going. And when you get that feeling, you can't stop.
Yeah.
I really, really hope that someone gets to feel what I can, like, this feeling that I'm going through right now.
How are you running this? Are you on your own?
I've got two people. But we know our purpose and we know what we're going for. And when you know that, you can do things so much more streamlined.
But that's going to come to a tipping point at some stage where
Yeah.
you're going to need more people.
It'll be hundreds.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm just enjoying the ride. And as I said, I'm trying to set the purpose of why we're doing this. So anyone that comes on and joins us knows
They believe in
what
it as
we're
well.
about. And they've got to believe in it as well. It ain't just a money thing, this ain't. This is about growing.
Who is Citrine for?
Citrine, for me, is for anyone who is going through their 20s, going to their 30s, they go through a bit of trauma. They don't seem like they can feel the break, but they know deep down that there's something better destined for them. So they deserve to go out and be better. And I just want to be that person that can give that person that bit of belief. And for me, it's everyone. Because everyone will have a time in their life when they'll try and turn to something to get answers.
Yeah.
And that's what life's about. Because when you're going through a shit time, you don't push forward by looking backwards, because that just makes you feel even worse.
Yeah.
That hope and that faith of where you can be makes you feel so much better. That's why they put lottery tickets and gambling shops are in poor areas, because rich people ain't really bothered about gambling the money because they've already got it. But someone who's got nothing will go and spend that £2 on a Euro Millions ticket for that little tiny bit of hope to get them through the week that they might win it. I've been there.
Yeah.
I used to buy a lottery ticket on a Thursday or whenever it was, but not go and get checked for another week, because I wanted that feeling that
keep the
I'd
hope.
won the lottery. And that's what I want to give to people, is that feeling of hope, because anyone deserves to be whatever they want to be. Society just wants to tell them different.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that that's the way that we should be living our life. So Citrine's been born to let everyone know that the best is yet to come, and no matter what it takes, you'll get there.
You sound like you're into manifesting.
Manifested things that you could never, like, honestly.
Have your manifestations come true?
I've never said nothing and not done it. I manifested things that I didn't want to manifest as well. It works both ways. Do you think every time I complained about my hardship of Mallet and how I was going through such shit times, I weren't telling the greater good to just get me out of it? When I'm going through that mental stress and going, I can't take it no more, all of a sudden it all goes away from me.
Yeah.
All the times I was like, get these people that are not meant for me away from me, and I start losing friends. I'm like, whoa, shit. I don't know if I was ready to lose all my mates then.
Yeah.
But it turned out that a lot of them was wrong. And so yeah, that's why I've lost a lot of them. But things in turn of like material, I've put out there and said things on social media that I was going to do it with probably £4,000 in the bank, £5,000 in the bank. I've probably said, all right, I'm going to go and buy, I'm going to have these his and hers G-Wagons. They're going to come. Before I even knew it, I was on my driveway. Like, I've said about certain things. Like, I've drew stores just sitting there before I even knew that I was going to do it. And I've drew stores, and then I've got rid of that bit of paper And then years to come, I've gone on Carnaby Street and opened the store and it's exactly the store that I drew.
That's mad.
I've done it so many times to the point where it becomes so effortless, you have to start thinking on a bigger scale.
For me, manifesting is changing your mindset. If you want that, you've got to work your ass off to get to that.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So when I'm saying I can feel where I'm going with this, right? I've literally turned my mindset around so much to the point where I can actually feel it. Before it used to be like a little wish, oh, I'm going to have that and I'm going to do that. And then I wouldn't put the work in to get it. But it's just not how it works. Manifesting is about saying you're going to do something and not stopping thinking about it until you get there. That's what manifesting is. If you say you're going to do something, you have to keep going until you get there.
Yeah.
There's no doubt, there's nothing. So any loss you take, you still getting there. It's just a part of the journey. You've still got to go through it. Why do you think I'm so cool with losing everything? I'm not going to
cool
complain.
with it?
I am fucking completely fine with it. This is nothing to me. Honestly, I really feel like people don't believe how confident I am with this.
I do. I think they do.
But the
believe.
loss thing, look, a Ferrari's a fucking Ferrari. It don't matter. I don't care. Oh, boo-hoo, Georgia's not getting fucking 10 Chanel bags a year. Who cares?
Yeah.
It will come back round. It's the what I've learned in between it will prep me for when this gets even bigger. This ain't going to happen twice to me. And the vision that I've got is so clear. I can't be sidetracked by anything else.
Yeah.
I literally can't because I'm living and breathing this. I feel like I'm already there.
Yeah. I feel as a mum of 4, you cannot have it all. You cannot be 100% at business and be the best mum in the world.
You can't.
You just can't do it.
But it's not for mums only, it's for dads as well. That's what I'm saying.
I'm for dads.
It's generally anything though. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like, and this is why I really did need this reset, is because I'm building, and so it was like, all right, become the best I can be at home and then build everything from that.
Yeah.
Where before it was the different way. So that's why I feel like I've really done it. I'm like, I've got the perfect life now at home.
Yeah.
And I've had the perfect life without all the material stuff. The perfect thing starts there.
Yeah.
Anything else a bonus. So that's why I feel so confident with everything.
I always say it, I've probably said it a million times on this podcast, I always go back to like COVID. And I was like, even if you had 10 houses all over the world, a private jet, you know, I know so many people who split up or realised how unhappy they were in their family home.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I feel like this is where I am happiest.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if I ever see another person again. You know, just me, Pete, and the kids, and my dogs, and my cats. You know, that was, and it was so hard for so many others. So I think that was a real eye-opener for me. But then at the same time, I'm stuck in the middle because I want to be successful and I want to work hard and my kids to be proud of me. But then I want to be baking cakes when they come home. They've got a blueberry muffin, but you can't do both.
Yeah, I think there's ways of breaking
Chocolate
it down.
chip muffin, not blueberry.
Have you got any here? I'd love a muffin. There's ways of breaking it down, and I feel like, and that's why I wanted you to really say that, yeah? Is because when you go out and set your intentions, like, you ain't full on one thing. There's a few different things that you want, isn't there?
Yeah.
And the first things first is the kids, and the rest comes after that.
Sure.
And you build your life around it. And that's how I feel like I've done so well with where I'm going. Because I'll sit there in the office and I'll just go, fuck this, I'm going to get Brody from school. I want to do that thing, you know, when he goes, Daddy, I want that, I'm going to do that. And it don't matter what's going on.
I think you have to have them non-negotiables.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Because I have them, like we have them, and thankfully, like everyone we work with is basically family.
Yeah, it's good.
If they're not blood family, they're basically family, and they get it as well. You know, I'm not missing the school Christmas play. I'm not missing, you know, when it's mum's breakfast day in school, or, you know, I like to be a volunteer on a school trip. I'm not missing them things for work because they are more important.
So that's why I feel good now, because I've learnt that, and that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
That,
Good.
Knowing that I can just go and...
Well, maybe losing all them millions for you to realise that was that was your lesson.
But that's what I'm saying. That I don't want anyone to think that the money things, even if it's nothing. It's like,
Yeah, but
I can earn
Tommy,
it quick.
to most people
Yes, but
listening to that, you know, people have ended their lives for losing less money than that.
yeah, but I could have ended my life.
Millions less.
I could have ended my life why I had millions in the bank, because I was unhappy with my situation.
Exactly.
So the money's nothing. It's the mindset around it. The money helps. It's lovely getting bills and knowing they're paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also like the feeling of how the fuck I'm going to get it back.
Yeah.
Because that keeps me inspired. And when I had all the money in the world I was still down certain times. So for me, it's just different. So if people are listening to it and they feel like, oh, well, you've had that, how can you feel like that? Well, you're not in my head, so it doesn't matter, does it? But from my experience, for me, the chase is more than anything. And I love the chase. It's the best thing.
So where are you at the moment, business-wise? I know you've just, has it injunction against you just been removed?
So by the time this comes out, it'll have been removed. Basically, my partner, who I started the brand with,
Yeah.
I had 10 years of ag with, when I decided to leave and start another business, he took me to court to stop me from launching the business. So he didn't win on that because I can carry on selling CTRNE as a brand. I'm a director of the company. I can put money in. I can do whatever I want. They wanted it, so I wasn't allowed to have anything. I wasn't allowed to go near CTRNE as a company. And basically, by removing me, the business would have went. It would have failed. Yeah. But instead, I come to an agreement in court, and I still got an injunction at which I don't really think should have happened, which said I wasn't allowed to speak to staff members of the company that I built. I'm not allowed to speak to the same retailers.
As in Mallet?
Yeah. And for me, I didn't really mind. I was like, yeah, take it. As long as I can get up and go to work every day.
So can you not sell CTRNE in the same places as Mallet is sold?
Well, I wasn't allowed to approach certain retailers until the 31st of October.
Well, we're there now, hon. We can approach
So
them.
you can imagine, it's now's the time.
Because I, you know, when I was doing my research, I was thinking, I think we said it in the car, you know, I think one of the reasons it was so super successful and so quick is because people bought into you. You know, you are a very inspiring person.
Thank you.
And I think CTRNE's just going to smash it.
Let me break that down to you, yeah? Is if I was sat here now and I was telling you about CTRNE and I said, this is my current circumstances.
Where are mine, by the way?
You just text back a day ago from a month's message. How dare she?
Because I've got two Tommy Mallets in my phone. I've got you and our group, our research group.
I'll
so
let you off. Don't worry.
I actually sent it to the group.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll sort it. Imagine this. This is my outlook on it, and I really want to get this because you're challenging me on this money thing, yeah, about losing the money. I know that a lot of people will be thinking the same thing: is how can you not care about losing all that money? I get that, yeah, but what you just said about you built the way I built the first brand is because people built into me and they trusted me, yeah. So
that's why you're so confident.
But it's not even that. I'm telling you a story about a company which I personally I can say to you will make you feel better and make, no matter what's going on around you, will make you push for greatness, yeah? If I'm sitting there telling you the story and I'm like, I've got 10 mil in the bank, I've got 10 houses,
it's unrelatable.
I've got the other business, it's unrelatable. I'm sitting here and telling you that I'm starting from scratch again and I'm really confident to do so. So when you look back in 4 or 5 years and you go, fucking hell, he actually started from zero to finger. He's trialed his product and actually done it. Yeah. It makes it bigger. So it's a little short-term loss for a long-term gain. And I know that it's all coming back tenfold. So that's why the mindset around the money is so much like that. It's because it's like, I'm willing to show you that this works and I will show you this works. Look at me. Yeah. That's why I'm so not bothered about it. And I know for a lot of people, it's going to be really hard to accept that because when someone like me is going to say, whatever, of course you're going to say that. But it's just, it is what it is. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel mad saying it.
That's inspiring in itself, I think.
I feel mad saying it, honestly. I fucking feel off my head saying it. But at the same time, it's what do I do? I can't.
There's nothing you can do anyway, is there?
Nothing I can do about it. I just got to carry on, innit?
So you've obviously been on a roller coaster for the past couple of years. But 2025, what's happening? CTRNE.
Do you know what? I say
world domination.
Yeah, we'll go for it. Whatever's meant to happen in 2025 will happen. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do my best. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do.
That's all you can do.
I'm going to go out there, I'm going to do my best and I'm going to stick true to what I started.
Which is what?
It's just going to go out there and show people anything's possible. And I honestly feel like over the next 6 to 8 months, I'm going to put it out there, I'm going to say by May next year, you'll be like, wow, how has someone done this so fast? That's what I'm putting out there. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to build something. It's going to be unbelievable. But at the same time, I could come back here and sit down and be in the same mind space where family comes first. That's what 2025
Is that your goal?
for me. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I just want to have a healthy family, be present, and be able to just be there for them. But at the same time, go out and say what I said I'm going to go out and do.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you won't be going to bed at 8 o'clock when the new baby arrives.
I probably will, you know.
Are you not sharing the night feeds
No, I
then?
do, yeah, but that's all right for me. I'm fine. I used to get up with Brody. I used to love that time with him in the middle of the night.
I hated getting up. I need my sleep, but I still did it.
Do you know
but
what?
so did Pete.
Do you know what I hate? I hate the tutting. You know when like Georgia goes to bed at like 12 and then the baby starts crying at 3 and she goes,
Yeah.
I've only just got out. That's the thing that does my head in.
It's like the competition of who's more tired.
Yeah. And,
You stop that now.
and to be fair, Georgia was very, very good. She got up and went and done it. But the morning one I'm really good at because I can wake up I'll get up at 4:30 anyway. God. 4:30, 5 o'clock every day. So that for me is easy. But I'm looking forward to it. I feel really blessed. I feel happy and I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be.
Amazing. Well, Tommy, thank you so much for coming on.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Al.
Lovely chat, and I wish you all the luck with the new baby and CTRNE.
Likewise.
And sort me out, please.
You haven't, don't worry.